Tonight, the memo is squeezing its way through the numerous burdensome taxes and speaking to the same, can we be real just for a bit? Are the proposals to have additional taxes, some described as punitive, realistic? The very ones whose mere thought has left many in distress, more so since they feel these proposals are likely to sail through and become law, given that they have the president's blessing. Auditor General Nancy Gathungu has been quite firm as she cautions the powers that be against decisions that will only worsen the dire economic situation and make it more difficult for the government to meet its obligations. She has called out the authorities over the apparently unrealistic and inadequate revenue planning and forecasting. Gathungu adds that the Kenya Revenue Authority is struggling to meet the National Treasury's revenue targets, which the Auditor General has termed as, quote, over-ambitious. KRA has, in the first 9 months of the current financial year, collected 1.6 trillion shillings, which is about 81% of the 1.98 trillion shilling revenue target. The Auditor General has flagged the increased borrowing as a risk, pointing out that it will serve to escalate the public debt, which is another pain point in the country's financials. Now, in seeking to mitigate the pain, the government has proposed more taxes, which some will say is yet more pain, through the proposed taxes in the Finance Bill 2024. These have not only already sparked public uproar, but have also been dismissed as punitive, even by various professionals across different industries, including finance and economy experts, as well as lawyers. One reservation that comes with these concerns is that in the past, last year for instance, while there was some adoption of the feedback from the public participation, the experts' advice on some key matters was swept aside and seemingly relegated to a bunch or entries in the public participation checklist. The Federation of Kenya Employers pointed out that some laws get gazetted without proper stakeholder engagement, pointing to an apparent pre-concluded decision and only inviting feedback as, again, a checklist item. Amid all the clamour for more revenue and lower expenditure, questions have naturally arisen over the government's financial discipline and prudence amid missed revenue targets. The calls for austerity in various occasions seem to be podium pronouncements without much follow-through. On the downtrodden, who are seeing more taxes in the horizon, wonder if the leadership is numb, disconnected and aloof on their plight, their reality, their pain. And all these pains are worsened by the grim reality of less than desired and less than promised critical public services. So again, let's be real. Not just in painting the grim picture of our reality, many Kenyans live that reality. But let's be real with our economic measures, decisions and reliefs. That is the memo. Hundreds of millions of shillings budgeted for former President Uhuru Kenyatta's office, but
the lack of access to our rightful budget allocation has forced the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, to run the office from his pocket, paying for all the bills the office incurs.
Government says Uhuru's office is lying. Is President Ruto revisiting and revenging against his former boss? Also tonight, 2 days after junior school teachers called off their strike, the Teacher Service Commission struck and fired them. We have the details. And
current bill as it is of rather great concern for the whole manufacturing sector.
Ningeomba wizara ya health na wizara ya elimu ikuwe tax free, totally free. sababu ni kitu inahusu maisha ya Mkenya.
Members of the public decry the potential pains painted in the Finance Bill 2024. Plus, it is 2024, but the deaths of mothers and babies are still a thorn in the country's flesh.
Sasa vile tulikuwa tunaenda, hatukufika hosi, alikufia njiani.
Losing brought me down. To an extent, my wife had to quit. We separated just because of I was really traumatized. I never saw her work.
We must ask ourselves, why have we failed our women? Why are we failing our newborns? Why are women still dying of postpartum bleeding in this era of technology?
Deaths at childbirth on our accountability segment, The Monitor.
Live from Nation Centre, this is NTV Tonight with Smriti Vidyarthi.
Thanks for joining us. David Agondoa has been our sign language interpreter, or rather is our sign language interpreter. A government spokesman, Isaac Mwara, has denied claims that the Ruto administration is frustrating former President Uhuru Kenyatta through budgetary cuts and delays that have crippled his operations. Mwara, in a statement, has reiterated that the government remains committed to uphold the rule of law. Mwara's response comes in the wake of a detailed statement from Kenyatta's office that painted a picture of a Ruto administration that is out to deny Kenyatta his retirement benefits. NTV's Sydney Chazima starts us off.
Former President Uhuru Kenyatta has now taken the fight over his constitutionally provided for retirement benefits at Ruto's doorstep. Through his Director of Communication, Kanze Dena, Kenyatta claims that he has received nothing from the 2023-2024 budgetary allocation of 503 million shillings.
The year is ending without the office having any access to this allocation.
Equally, Kenyatta claims that from the 2022-2023 budgetary allocation of 655 million shillings, only 28 million shillings reached his account. To this end, Kenyatta wants to be consulted on matters budgetary allocation.
We would also like to distance ourselves from budget estimates tabled in Parliament. Our position is that we had no input.
But in response to this, government spokesman Isaac Mwaura claims that State House Comptroller, who is the accounting officer for State House, is under no obligation to seek concurrence with Kenyatta. Dena claims that Kenyatta has been forced to foot his own bills.
The lack of access to our rightful budget allocation has forced the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta, to run the office from his pocket, paying for all the bills the office incurs.
Other than the budgetary allocations, former President Uhuru Kenyatta is also finding fault in government's reluctance to furnish and pay for his office. Constitutionally, government is mandated to furnish, equip, and maintain a suitable office space not exceeding 1,000 square meters. To this end, Kenyatta chose the Caledonia office, but government says the office sits on his personal property, hence a conflict of interest.
There's an office complex in Nyari, and President Uhuru Kenyatta can use that office as and when he deems fit.
That issue was raised with one of the former one of the beneficiaries. I'm just not able to name who it is right now, but it was concluded by the AG then that is not a conflict of interest, and that's why the former president made the decision to have the offices here.
Kenyatta also claims that his right to a new fleet of vehicles and a fuel allowance of 200,000 Kenya shillings has also been violated.
The fuel cards were given, however, they were cancelled and blocked by State House since March 2023.
His employees have also been targeted.
The office still awaits the confirmation and communication on why they blatantly refuse to renew contracts of two professional staff members, the administrator, Mr. George Karaoke, and Mrs. Kanze Dena Mararo, who is the Director Communication. There is also the issue of unceremonious withdrawal and intimidation of staff via phone calls at midnight.
There are several ways detailing how a retired head of state can forfeit his retirement benefits. This is according to the Retirement Benefits Act of 2003. The former president is yet to resign as the leader of the Jubilee Party. But that withstanding, Kenyatta's presence on the country's political sphere has been low-key of late. Could this just be the government on a revenge mission?
Power is transient, and the people of Kenya will overcome. We will not submit to your threats and blackmail. We will not bow to you. We will not worship you. We worship the living God in heaven. We worship no human being.
Our warriors in office is a precedence that is being set by the government of the day. Their decision to blatantly ignore execution of the Presidential Act No. 11 of 2023 seems to open up a Pandora's box that will leave a retired head of state at the mercy of the government of the day.
The government maintains that it will uphold the rule of law always. Sydney Chazima, NTV.
Elsewhere, thousands of junior secondary school teachers have been sacked by the Teachers Service Commission. TSC has terminated their employment over what the Commission terms as professional misconduct. Their sacking comes barely days after calling off the strike and signing a return-to-work formula with their employer. Here is NTV's Kevin Mutai with that story.
These intern teachers have been on the streets agitating for the employment on permanent and pensionable terms. The JSS teachers, whose employment has been terminated by TSC, are accused of engaging in an unlawful strike, hence deserting duty. According to some of the letters served by the Commission to their respective schools on Monday, TSC says, and I quote, "The Commission has decided to terminate your internship engagement with effect from 6th June 2024 on grounds that you engage in acts of professional misconduct." End of quote. Some of the teachers who reported to school today were served with the letters just days after calling off the strike. In May, TSC had issued show cause letters to more than 7,300 JS teachers under the internship program, accusing the teachers of failing to provide reasons for dereliction of duty. The countrywide protests caught the attention of the government in that the National Assembly's Budget and Appropriations Committee revealed plans on budgetary allocations of billions of shillings in 2024-2025 financial year to facilitate employment of the interns on permanent and pensionable terms. The committee chair, Ndinde Nyoro, said that the monies would be factored into the more than 600 billion shillings allocated to the education sector.
The Budget and Appropriations Committee, again consulting with the relevant departments and education department in Parliament, that we have provided resources for the confirmation of JSS interns into permanent and pensionable terms.
The Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, as well as the Kenya National Union of Teachers, NAT, had intervened on the matter, only for the teachers to be shown the door a week after negotiations. There are more than 40,000 intern teachers deployed to junior secondary schools in the country. Kevin Mutai, NTV.
Now, there seems to be no let-up in the turmoil in the ruling UDA party. Just a day after President William Ruto and his deputy Rigathi Gachagua downplayed a fallout in the party, actions by their foot soldiers tell a different story. And as NTV's Brian Mushiri reports, a groundbreaking ceremony in Kiambu turned chaotic, with the leaders publicly castigating each other over the revenue-sharing formula.
Rowdy youth at Kiamba disrupted this meeting twice. The first round occurred when Kiambu woman representative Anne Wamuratha rose to speak. The young men switched off the power thrice. And when Dendero MCA, a perceived crony of Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, and Governor Kimani Wamatangi arrived at the meeting and demanded a chance to be recognized in the meeting, he was roughed up and bundled out of the meeting. Leaders present taking the opportunity to tear into Gachagua's one man, one vote, 1 shilling debate.
Lakini asituletee fujo kwa mkutano hapa. Hata kama ametumwa na naibu wa rais ama ametumwa na Wamatangi, asilete fujo kwa mkutano wa amani. Wewe one vote, 1 shilling. Na kazi ya IBEC iko kwa ofisi yako. Kazi ya CRA iko kwa ofisi yako. Kazi ya kuchair cabinet subcommittees iko kwa ofisi yako. Nani ameshindwa na kazi yake? Ni sisi wananchi ama ni wewe?
I keep on saying we have been given mandate by our people, and we are in parliament where laws are made. And I want to say categorically today, we discuss this thing because we have already been empowered by our people, and we have all the leadership in place, so that whatever our people want, we can be able to discuss. But we cannot discuss these things on highways, in barrios, in weddings, in udhonis, in baby showers.
The DP has insisted that his aim is to unite Kenyans in the Mount Kenya region. Other leaders calling for a win-win formula to the debate.
Let the government involve experts. Waingize na tutoe siasa kwa hiyo maneno. Tutafute formula ambayo mimi itanisaidia, wewe itakusaidia.
I would urge that all leaders come on board and create a win-win formula for everyone, because this country belongs to every one of us.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki has also warned against divisive politics.
Ile tumekataa na ambaye ni kinyume na katiba ya nchi ya Kenya ni mtu yoyote wa kiwango chochote kujaribu kugawa ama kuwawanyisha wananchi wa taifa la Kenya kwa misingi ya kimaeneo ama misingi ya kiukoo na ukabila.
However, a section of leaders from Laikipia have rallied behind the DP.
Si tunaunga mkono wakiwa pamoja, lakini tungetaka kuambia Rigathi Gachagua aendelee na kushikanisha watu wa Mount Kenya, kuwashikanisha pamoja.
We do not want hizi story mingi za pesa yenye ihusu raia. Raia anasema mimi ni masomo, chakula, bei ya mafuta na insurance ya hii kagari yangu inaitwa Probox, Sienta na hii tugari tudogo tunaanza kutumia sahi.
Despite calls by the president and his deputy for a ceasefire, there seems to be no let-up in the UDA party. Brian Mushiri, NTV, Nairobi.
Away from dramatic politics now to other stories that have a lot of weight to them, and for many families in Kenya, the arrival of a new baby is a time of celebration and happiness. But for some families, the joy of childbirth is tainted by tragic and devastating experiences. In this report, we delve deep into the heartbreaking stories of families who have suffered unimaginable loss following childbirth. These stories raise serious questions about the healthcare system these families relied on for the well-being of their loved ones. Reporting on these heart-wrenching accounts is Lilis Njeru Mutinda on The Monitor tonight.
The stories from these families scattered across the country are a chorus of a heartbreaking catalogue of betrayal, rejection, and the ache of loss. Mothers robbed of cradling their newborns, and children whose laughter is silenced forever.
These families entrusted their loved ones to the healthcare system. Tragically, it failed them. For the last 3 months, we have been traveling across the country, bearing witness to the stories of dozens of families, some still grieving in hushed tones. Yet one question echoes through their narratives: did they have to die?
On a quiet morning at Mount Elgon in Bungoma County, Mr. Hanson Shao tends to his farm. At first glance, the serenity of the place mirrors the quiet strength in his face, but beneath the calm exterior lies a story of unimaginable loss. For the first time, he will relive the ordeal that took his wife and son.
Ilikuwa ni siku mzuri ambayo pia tulikuwa tumefurahia, tukitarajia kwamba tutapata mtoto.
Outside the maternity room at a neighboring health facility, the 43-year-old paced up and down as his wife, Beryl Kapngarich, was being attended to. He says the facility had only one medic attending to 5 other women, and after what seemed like a lifetime, the news was delivered. The couple had lost the baby.
Nilipoulizia mama, wakaniambia mama ngali hai. So it gave me some hope kwamba hata kama mtoto ameenda na ningali na mama, there will be no problem.
But all was not well. Beviel lay in a critical condition in a facility lacking basic resources. No medical team, no proper equipment, not even an admin to write a referral letter. As the hours passed, Mr. Shah watched Beviel slip away slowly until she took her last breath. The post-mortem results confirmed postpartum hemorrhage. BPH is a condition characterized by excessive bleeding after childbirth. Hundreds of kilometers away from Hanson, Alice Okwach ponders the same question. How could women be dying in childbirth with all the advancements in medicine? She tells of the loss of her daughter Evelyn Akinyi at a local facility. When Evelyn suffered complications during her delivery, the facility referred them to a level 5 hospital.
Ikuita ambulance. Tulikuwa tuna volunteer mwenye alikuwa ametuvolunteer anatupeleka. Wakasema endeni tuna hii private yenu mufike haraka. Sasa vile tulikuwa tunaenda hatukufika hosi, alikufia njiani.
This faded photograph of Evelyn taken during happier times now mocks her with its cruel reminder. Her daughter gone too soon, leaving behind 2 children now under her care. The Kenya Demographic Health Survey KDHS of 2022 estimates that 362 maternal deaths occur per 100,000 live births in the country. This translates to more than 5,000 women and girls dying of pregnancy or birth-related complications every year. Data from Kenya Medical Practitioners and Dentists Council KMPDC shows that 3 out of 10 medical negligence cases lodged in 2023 were related to pregnancy, accounting for 27% of the 1,301 complaints lodged at the council since its inception.
We must ask ourselves, why have we failed our women? Why are we failing our newborns? Why are women still dying of postpartum bleeding in this era of technology?
If not for the 2017 doctor strike, Rose Juma believes that her daughter-in-law Helen Asiko would still be alive. Instead, lacking access to doctors, she turned to a traditional birth attendant, TBA.
Hiyo mkomo ikekuwa hakuna, nikaenda hospitali kwa sababu hata mimi mwenyewe sijawahi endako kwa mkunga, naendanga hospitali watoto wangu wote. Hata mimi msichana mwenyewe nilikuwa nimempanga vizuri, siku zako zikifika aende hospitali.
At the TBA, however, things took a turn for the worse. Asiko experienced excessive bleeding and the TBA lacked the medical tools to intervene.
Kuta huyu msichana amemwakika damu mingi hapa, ilikuwa tu inateremka kama ng'ombe imechinjwa.
Baffled and terrified, they bundled her onto the back of a motorcycle in a last-ditch effort to reach any semblance of medical care. She died before they could get help. Tony Okeo felt grief's double blow. Losing his daughter shattered his family, forcing a separation from his wife.
Like I was really ready for that child of mine, but losing her brought me down. Like I lost hope. It also brought us a lot of problems in this house. We separated just because of I was really traumatized. I never saw her worth.
On the fateful day he lost his child, he remembers receiving the news of her birth.
Anakufanana. So nikatoka huko mbio na kuja. Alikuwa sawa. But the handling between that point, back around 7 in the evening, it was the worst.
A 2024 report by the Ministry of Health and Amref Health Africa reveals that Tana River County, Garissa, West Pokot, Elgeyo Marakwet, and Machakos counties recorded the highest number of maternal deaths. Other counties include Homa Bay, Siaya, Wajir, Kilifi, Murang'a, Makueni, Migori and Turkana counties.
We have a lot of resources right now from many partners that is focused on enhancing reproductive and maternal health. We know very well that the highest cause of death amongst women is that bleeding. So we have put strategies in place to address this.
These families have endured the worst, and as they navigate the long road to recovery, some are still waiting to hear from the government, even an apology. Yet a lingering question persists. When will maternal deaths finally come to an end? Lilis Njerumotinda, NTV.
A heartbreaking story on the monitor takes us to a commercial break. It is time for a breather. More on the other side.
Lakini vile hii ekonomi imetufinya, ilinibidi kubadilisha sabuni nikatumia ingine rahisi. Bala, ilibidi nioshe kila kitu mara mbili. Sikuwa na otherwise, nikarudia Ariel.
Ariel, usafi bora kwa mwosho mmoja tu.
I'm telling you guys, this new Showmax app is on some next level business.
Oh, it's mad.
I know, man. All Premier League games live. 308 games on my phone.
Outstanding. And you can even adjust your data settings. Let's say you're somewhere where the network isn't so good, or you're using data bundles. Is it too open to one thing? Bro, you can pause, rewind, and press play.
So, bro, if you missed a game at the beginning, you can still watch it from the start as long as you tune into that game before it ends. 500 bob a month. How many beers are those?
It depends with what you're drinking.
Shika the new Showmax app today and get every Premier League game live on your phone for just 500 shillings a month. Shika Showmax, streaming for Africa.
Colgate Herbal is formulated from a unique blend of natural herbs and is scientifically proven to strengthen teeth and keep gums healthy. Try Colgate Herbal, scientifically proven for strong teeth and healthy gums.
Everyone can be an expert in his or her field. You can be an expert in all analytics. You know who will be the next star of the season. You can be an expert in all matches. You're an expert in statistics or people's opinions. 1xBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert.
New Downy perfume collection. Sometimes I need a scent to keep me calm amongst the chaos, or a light fragrance that keeps me fresh in the heat, or a perfume that feels elegant all day and into the night, lasting longer than expensive perfumes. New Downy, lavender calm, sunrise fresh, and sweet elegance, freshness that inspires confidence. Your dreams have come true. Try it for only 20 shillings.
All right, thanks for staying with us. A bit of business news now. Electricity prices have increased by an average 2.8% or 86 cents per unit this month, marking the first increase since January in what is set to raise the cost of living. Now, in the latest monthly power prices review, the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority, that's EPRA, has raised the fuel energy charge, FEC, to 3.59 shillings per unit in June, up from 3.52 shillings in May. FEC is a pass-through cost collected by Kenya Power and remitted to power producers who burn diesel to generate electricity. The increase in the fuel component of power bills signals increased uptake of thermal power, which was the most expensive power source last month. EPRA has also raised the foreign exchange rate fluctuation adjustment to 1.76 shillings per unit this month, up from 97 cents in May. It is a provision for the cost of servicing foreign currency loans used to finance power generation. Earnings from fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts and cut flowers grew by 15.2% between January and April, defying a strong shilling boosted by higher export volumes. And this comes as Kenya seeks duty-free access to its exports, including fresh produce to the European Union and the US through fresh trade deals, in addition to recent forays into the vast Asian market, particularly China and India. Data from the Central Bank of Kenya shows that horticulture earnings grew to $363 million, or about dollars, or about 46.9 billion shillings over the 4 months, marking a significant rise from $315 million, or just about 40.7 billion shillings earned during the same period last year. And the government initiated the Cherry Advance Kitty managed by the New Kenya Planters Cooperative Union, New KPCU. The Coffee Cherry Advance Fund's total allocation to date is 6.7 billion shillings. With the increased funding, farmers will now take home 80 shillings per kilogram of cherry at factory gate from the previous 20 shillings per kilo of cherry. Now, Kenyans have continued voicing their opposition to the Finance Bill 2024. Those who appeared before the Departmental Committee on Finance and National Planning have opposed the introduction of new taxes, saying Kenyans are already overburdened. The government has been challenged to drop proposals to increase tax on bread, cooking oil, financial services and motor vehicle tax. The committee will release its report Tuesday next week.
Go on. Tell us your name and what's your name?
Yeah, my name is James.
Mambo ya hizi fertilizers na hizi mambo za kufanya hivyo. I'm suggesting on cottage industries ambazo zitatengeneza huko nje. Hizi bidhaa zinazokuwa zikitaka kutengeneza. How do you make them zero rated? Hili tufanikiwe.
The current bill as it is of rather great concern for the whole manufacturing sector. So I won't really dive into that, but I want to specifically now focus on the eco-levy and what we believe is a repeated targeting or singling out of plastics.
So mimi ningeomba Wizara ya Health na Wizara ya Elimu, kama inawezekana, ningekuwa na uwezo hata tarehe ya leo, ningeomba ikue tax free, totally free, sababu ni kitu inahusu maisha ya Mkenya.
Na support levy, na support ushuru utolewe. Mimi nilikuwa nakaa Hairage, nikitoka huko nakaa Mathare. Siwezi nikakaa huko, maana yake niliuza hiyo nyumba nikaanza kupeleka watoto nje kusoma. Hii nje inatakikana kazi, hata ukiona watu wanalia ushuru hawana kazi.
More on that this week. It is hour. Time for a break. The sports news with Bernard is next.
Umecheza Loto Moto na umewasaidia wengi. Unachangia pakubwa na zawadi kibao zinakungoja. Na kukupa ushindi wako ndio raha yetu.
Watende mema.
It's God sent.
Thank you so much.
Na sasa kwenye star 570 hash cheza lucky game ujipatie entry ticket ya kuingia kwenye draw ya kujishindia moja kati ya magari haya mawili, ikiwa ni Probox nayo na Demio nayo tushinde.
Azidi tu kuendelea kumbariki.
Kwenye star 570 hash wewe si mshindi tu, wewe ni tegemeo kubwa.
Kote nchini mbele tuendelee mbele
Kenya. Twende mbele. NCBA. Go for it.
Day 12 of crazy offers, unbeatable offers, exclusive offers, special offers, more offers. It's Carrefour, baby. What did you expect? Anniversary deals, not Carrefour.
Mortein Doom, with its trusted formulation, it provides protection in seconds. So spread the Mortein Doom message of how we, you and I, can fight to end malaria.
Mortein Doom, Kenya's #1 choice.
Welcome to the 9th Agritech Africa DLP Expo Africa and GrainTech Africa Expo at the KICC Nairobi from 12th to 14th June. Connect with 150 plus companies, products and agriculture machineries from 11 different countries. Attend knowledge sharing conferences, B2B meetings area for East Africa importers and local foreign meeting sessions to discuss business opportunities. The exhibition will cover agriculture, horticulture, livestock and poultry farming, as well as grain storage and storing technology. Come and interact with suppliers from all over the world. Visitor entry is free.
Everyone can be an expert in his or her field. You can be an expert in all analytics. You know who will be the next star of the season. You can be an expert in all matches. You are an expert in statistics or people's opinions. 1xBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert.
Hello there, it's time for the sports update. Good evening, I'm Bernard Ndong. Harambee Stars captain Michael Olunga is well aware of the threat that their opponents Cote d'Ivoire pose ahead of Tuesday's 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier. Kenya will battle the African champions, smarting from their 1-1 draw with Burundi. Let's listen into what the captain, of course, had to say, that is Olunga, as well as the head coach Engin Firat ahead of tomorrow's fixture.
Mechi haitakuwa rahisi mno, lakini mashabiki wetu tunawahimiza waendelee kukuja, na pia mashabiki walio hapa wa Malawi wakuje katika uwanja watusaidie pia kukuwa na ile extra push. Na sisi wachezaji tunajua tunahitaji alama 3 na tutajituma, tutajikaza zaidi ili tuweze kupata alama na tuweze kucheza mchezo mzuri zaidi.
From the players we invited for national team, 8 was missing. They couldn't. And again, 1 more will miss against Ivory Coast. So therefore, all plans are gone broken, and we are not a country who can really replace every player.
Kenya is a team difficult to play, and I know that they're going to be the first team who beat the African champion. So it will be again very difficult, but the players are prepared to have a game difficult.
Also, the Kenya Under-17 women's national football team, the Junior Starlets, admitted the return leg fixture against Burundi this coming Sunday on home soil will be a fierce battle, but they're determined to be on the right side of history. Now, the Starlets, who jetted back into the country today from Ethiopia, are inches away from being the first Kenyan football team ever to reach a World Cup tournament after upsetting Burundi 3-0 in the first leg of their 2-legged ties at the Abebe Bikila Stadium in Ethiopia. The return leg is slated for the 16th of this month at the Ulinzi Sports Complex.
It's a big task. It's one for the history. So the girls are prepared to make sure we finish well. So we will encourage them. We will keep working for the 5 days we have. And then hopefully we get a positive result that will make the country proud and our families proud.
And finally, Captain Harry Kane said today that England will look at where they need to improve after, of course, they lost to Iceland in a warm-up friendly last Friday. The Three Lions suffered a surprise 1-0 defeat in their final warm-up match before heading to the Euros in Germany, which kicks off this coming weekend. They are grouped with Serbia, Denmark and Slovenia.
Of course, we were disappointed after that game. We spoke after the game that there's things that we need to be better at for sure. But I'm sure we'll debrief that rather today or tomorrow once we arrive and look back at the game and where we can improve. And then, we have a good build-up into the game. So morale's good. We know, the main thing is the tournament and those games. So although, no one ever likes losing, we've got to get on with it and get ready for the tournament.
That's your sports update. Thank you so much for your time and attention. My name is Bernard Ndong. Remember, I'll still be in studio, and on Spot On tonight, we are hosting the National Rugby Sevens team, Shujaa.
Well, that is where we close this broadcast. Thanks for watching. I'm Smriti Vidyarthi. David Avagondwa has been our sign language interpreter. It has been a heavy one, so we leave you with some inspiration from nature before Sport On. Good night.
Unacheza Loto Moto. Na sasa kwenye star 570 hash, sio lucky game pekee inakupa ushindi. Tumeintroduce a brand new game, Megabox Jackpot. Kwa Megabox Jackpot, winning ni instant na ni kila siku. Na unaweza win up to 1 million Kenyan shillings na itakuwa inaongezeka. Tupatie nguvu ya kufanya hii kazi. Cheza Megabox Jackpot, tusaidie na tushinde.
Move your money to an Absa digital savings account and watch it grow. Earn 10% per annum paid monthly. Open an account online today. It's easy. Download Absa Kenya app or visit www.absabank.co.ke to sign up. Start saving consistently and watch your money grow. Let's build your financial future together. Because at Absa, your story matters.
Day 12 of crazy offers, unbeatable offers, exclusive offers, special offers, more offers. It's Carrefour, baby. What did you expect? Anniversary deals, not Carrefour.
Nivea Pearl and Beauty Deodorant with natural pearl extracts and avocado oils for soft, smooth, and beautiful underarms. The perfect balance of 48-hour protection and care with delicate fragrances. Feel the power of pearls. Nivea Pearl and Beauty for soft, smooth, and beautiful underarms. Try our new Pearl and Beauty Black Pearl for smooth and perfumed underarms.
How do you keep your toilets clean? I use normal detergent and bleach for washing. The detergent and bleach cleanless can leave behind yellowness, rust, and germs. Harpic's 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergents and bleach, and kills 99.9% illness-causing germs in your toilet, including the COVID-19 virus.
Everyone can be an expert in his or her field. You can be an expert in all analytics. You know who will be the next star of the season. You can be an expert in all matches. You are an expert in statistics or people's opinions. 1xBet will help you show your expertise. Express yourself. You're the expert.
imperfections, blackheads. Try Garnier's Pure Active 3-in-1 Charcoal, powered by salicylic acid and purified charcoal to reduce pimple-causing germs by 99.5%. One product, 3 uses for a pure skin. Garnier Pure Active 3-in-1 Charcoal, #1 in South Africa, by Garnier Naturally.
The moment I feel my pain starting to fade, it's like I'm going back to myself on a really good day.
Panadol Extra releases you from strong pain. Panadol, release starts here.
Paukwa.
Pakawa.
Pakua pakua.
Ya NTV. Tangu mwaka 1999.
Kupakulia sana sana tulichokitaka.
Imeenda. Sasa mapishi ni yako.
Tukutane shambani.
Tupime na tuzime maradhi. Tukupe shime.
Tukiziba mashimo.
Jumatatu ni mizani.
Jumanne ni maisha sasa.
Na Jumatano ni afya yako.
Alhamis ni mduara.
Na kila Ijumaa ni vile tunaifeel.
Hadi uchechemue. Chechemua ki Masogora.
Na Jumamosi ni Masogora.
Jumapili
NTV ya kuletea.
Hii ni NTV mpya. NTV yako. Tunakusikiza.
Reach your audience instantly and make a lasting impression with Nation Sema. Affordable bulk SMS at 0.3 Kenya shillings. Own sender ID for 10,000 Kenya shillings plus 10,000 free messages. To sign up, please call 0728434979 or email us on mkibunja@ke.nationmedia.com.
Kuna mbomu
15 pounds.
Nachukua mbomu.
Zinakwenda. Nahitaji diaper.
Kimeumana.
39. 40,000 shillings.
Namba 3.
King Kong.
Na
50,000 Kenya shillings.
Grand Mega
Tired of endless scrolling? Say goodbye to the chaos. Introducing the all-new Business Daily website. Experience seamless navigation. Immerse yourself in a world of more videos and more podcasts. Discover more with our enhanced home pages. Engage like never before with our interactive tools. Join us and elevate your reading experience today. Business Daily. More possibilities.
the truth governs our beliefs, our faith, the trust we give, the democracy we seek. When held back, it always breaks free. Seek the truth. Set yourself free. Subscribe to read online at epaper.nation.africa. Daily Nation, the truth unfiltered.
Attend knowledge-sharing conferences, B2B meetings area for East Africa importers and local foreign meeting sessions to discuss business opportunities. The exhibition will cover agriculture, horticulture, livestock and poultry farming, as well as grain storage and storing technology. Come and interact with suppliers from all over the world. Visitor entry is free.
Asanteni sana kwa kuwezesha Lotomoto kuwafikia wengi wasiojiweza kupitia *570#. Hapa umewafuta wengi machozi, umewaelimisha, umewapa makao, umewapa lishe na umewapa matibabu kwa namna tofauti. Asanteni.
Asanteni.
Asanteni sana.
Na kwako wewe mchezaji wa Lotomoto, unajipa fursa ya kujishindia Probox nayo. Na kama Probox haikufai na umejishindia, tunakupa taslim 750,000 Kenyan shillings na mshindi namtangaza 30th of June. Na mwezi wa July 28th namtangaza mshindi wa Demio nayo. Na kama utaki na umeshinda, wacha gari, chukua chapa 750,000 Kenyan shillings kwenye *570#. Wewe si mshindi tu, wewe ni tegemeo kubwa. Tusaidie na tushinde!
The moment I feel my pain starting to fade, it's like I'm going back to myself on a really good day.
Panadol Extra releases you from strong pain. Panadol, release starts here.
So I love cooking. So I try to cook every now and then when I can, just to bring the relaxation bit. Something I think many people laugh at. I also like watching chick flicks and Nigerian movies. They crack me up, they just release the stress away.
I'm not going to take what Cordelia did to you.
She's a mother and their daughter got hurt. I get where she's coming from. Even I can be like that. I've made mistakes, too many. But what can I do? All those times I acted out of my love for our sons.
You have to watch your actions when it comes to that family.
My point is, if I don't scare Eugene and John, they should be afraid of Ulysses.
What do you think you're doing here?
Can I at least visit for a little while?
Just leave already, Mother. Fists of Fate.
Mbali tumetoka na bado tunasonga, kote tumeenea. The future is ours. I am
Celebrating 50 years of our past and inspiring our future. I&M Bank.
Reach your audience instantly and make a lasting impression with Nation Sema. Affordable bulk SMS at 0.3 Kenya shillings. Own sender ID for 10,000 Kenya shillings plus 10,000 free messages. To sign up, please call 0728434979 or email us on mkibunja@ke.nationmedia.com.
Get ready for the Kenya Meat Expo and Conference 2024, your ultimate opportunity to connect with industry experts, meat enthusiasts, and discover innovative ways to revolutionize Kenya's meat industry. Join us at the Kenyatta International Convention Center from 12th to 14th June 2024 for 3 days of exhibition, networking, and sizzling experiences. The Kenya Meat Expo and Conference 2024, where innovation meets tradition, flavor reigns supreme, and where quality and safety are paramount. Tired of endless scrolling? Say goodbye to the chaos. Introducing the all-new Business Daily website. Experience seamless navigation. Immerse yourself in a world of more videos and more podcasts. Discover more with our enhanced home pages. Engage like never before with our interactive tools. Join us and elevate your reading experience today. Business Daily. More possibilities.
What is Generation Z? Beyond age, it's a culture, laughter, and conversations that matter. Speaking of Gen Z podcast is back with Gen Z's finest, Esther Nyandoro, Jackie Masharia, and Michelle Namasaka. Tune in every Wednesday on Nation FM at 10 a.m. and stream your favorite episodes on nation.africa or www.ntvkenya.co.ke or wherever you get your podcasts. Speaking of Gen Z podcast, it's giving wholesome conversations.
Want to know the biggest story of the week? Do not worry. The Weekly Review got you covered. For in-depth analysis of politics, business, governance, as well as social issues, the Weekly Review covers it all. For well-researched, exclusive and investigative content, read the Weekly Review every Sunday in the Sunday Nation.
Reach your audience instantly and make a lasting impression with Nation Sema. Affordable bulk SMS at 0.3 Kenya shillings. Own sender ID for 10,000 Kenya shillings plus 10,000 free messages. To sign up, please call 0728434979 or email us on mkibunja@ke.nationmedia.com.
Pata taarifa teke na e-paper. Stay in the know on the go. Getting the full story bilangori. To sign up, choose your preferred subscription. Use the promo code SUBZ22 to get 20% off and pay. Get your favorite newspaper and enjoy the truth anywhere, anytime. For inquiries, email epaper@ke.nationmedia.com or call 0790 Subscribe today and get your taarifa teke.
What is Generation Z? Beyond age, it's a culture, laughter, and conversations that matter. Speaking of Gen Z podcast is back with Gen Z's finest, Esther Nyandoro, Jackie Masharia, and Michelle Namasaka. Tune in every Wednesday on Nation FM at 10 a.m. and stream your favorite episodes on nation.africa or www.ntvkenya.co.ke or wherever you get your podcasts. Speaking of Gen Z podcast, it's giving wholesome conversations.
NTV, turning on your world.
Hello there and welcome to another edition of Sport On. My name is Bernard Ndong. As always, I'm joined by my co-pilot, navigator, or sometimes you can be the driver. Which one?
No, navigator is fine. Shotgun is the one.
Shotgun.
And it's James.
It's
James. Did
James.
you see what James did for Colombia?
Yes.
It's James.
James.
You saw that goal?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, it's James.
It's been a good weekend for you?
It's been a fantastic weekend. The ladies are doing us proud. And I think the theme from last weekend and this week and tonight is congratulations. So quick congratulations to Alexandra Ndolo, African champion. She continues making Kenya proud. Imagine there's a table of standing at the fencing championships and there is Kenya. Kenya is among the gold medalists. Fantastic. Locally, KCB women, they retained their volleyball title. Again, congratulations to Joseph Munala. It was a tough fight. They fought Kenya Prisons. They won it. Good for them. Now the ladies can...
Because they lost the first one, won the second one, and then...
Won the third one, they were like, we are here, we are done.
Maybe
a bit of concern because of Chumba. She limped off during the game. But other than that, congrats to them. Hopefully now Kenya can turn its attention to the Olympics, to the Challenger, and then to the Olympics. But yes, wonderful weekend for our Kenyan ladies. They continue to do this country proud, both locally and internationally.
And speaking of the ladies, of course, we cannot forget to talk about the junior starlets Wakabi. They have 1 foot in the FIFA World Cup.
This is one of those things, again, like I said with Shuja a week ago. I'm not going to analyze. I'm not going to try and be objective. I'm just excited. The fact that these girls are 90 minutes away from qualifying, wish the game was at Nyayo. Nyayo is closer. Everyone can show up. But we've got to celebrate these young ladies because I tell you what, Bernard, November this year, when FIFA is doing that whole montage of the World Cup for the under-17s, for the first time in a long time, when you see FIFA in Kenya, you won't skip a beat. And in that case, I really hope, because I know this went under the radar a bit, that the Court of Appeal refused against lifting up that order against FKF holding an AGM. I hope that doesn't come back to bite us. It went under the radar amidst all the celebration and all the international football because November, December, we want to see our girls play in the Dominican Republic. We want to see Kenya at that level. So all the best to them.
Well, we hope that performance will inspire the men's senior team because Wakabi will be facing off against the Ivory Coast. They're a bit of a start against Burundi. Wakabi would have hoped perhaps they would have bagged maximum points, 3 points, but 1 point is not too bad, but we play Ivory Coast, the giants of Africa.
Bernard, 1 point is bad versus Burundi. 1 point is bad versus Burundi.
Where
are you going to get points from? There is no for optimism. Look, Kenyan football has the ability to make you feel so happy and yet so deflated on the other side. And this is one of those times. Bernard, we called out players from Europe, players who we have naturalized. We brought them in. We couldn't play them. Why is Zach Weiner? Why is Tobias Nost? For some reason, we trained with them, we planned with them, but we didn't check whether the papers are in on time or whatever it is that was missing, whatever administrative issue that was missing. It's just annoying. It's just sad. It's deflating. And I hope they've called up David Cheche, they've called up David Dokot, they've called up Clyde Senaji. I hope they can put in a shift of a lifetime. What we are looking for here is pride, I think. We have to have some bit of pride. Let's hold the Ivory Coast. Let's hold them to a 1-1 draw or a 0-0 draw.
Or even pull a surprise.
Yeah. Kind of Roju, hopefully.
And staying with the Harambee Stars, of course, that forms the basis of the question we're asking you on the show. It's very simple in regards to Harambee Stars. Can they beat the Ivory Coast, the mighty elephants? Can they beat the Ivory Coast to keep the World Cup hopes alive? Kindly share your sentiments at Bernard Ndong, at Jay Wakabi, at NTV Kenya. The hashtag to use is spot on. You can actually respond on our Facebook page as well. We will be, of course, sampling those sentiments during this live broadcast. Very simple question. Harambee Stars will be facing off against the Ivory Coast on Tuesday. That is, of course, their second home game, Wakabi would call it. But yeah, unfortunately, the first one did come out the way it wanted, a point. But hopefully, if they're able to bag maximum points, they can be able to
be back on track.
Back on track, exactly. That is the word. Remember to use the hashtag spot on. It helps us to sample your sentiments. And speaking of the World Cup, Wakabi, the team that has been very consistent in the past, I think, 3 Rugby Sevens World Cup is the National Rugby Sevens team. They compete, I think they even previously, they've competed in even previous World Cups. They've been very consistent in the World Cups. The ones that I can remember that I've actually been to.
I've been to one where they were.
Yes.
Dubai 2009.
Yes.
We beat Fiji in the quarters.
The semis.
Got to the semis. Semis, we met Argentina. They
did funny things.
They did those funny things they do, and we couldn't live with them. But I was there in Dubai 2009. So yes, it's a team that we don't normally question them when it comes to success. They do know how to do the job at the high level.
Indeed. I was with them 2013 in Russia, 2018 in San Francisco, and the players are here with us. on the show because it's been a memorable 2 weeks for them. It's been all about the National Rugby Sevens team, Shujaa. We begin, of course, with the captain, the man who leads the team, the co-captain. Just for clarity, I think you need to help us understand the arrangement, Captain. Vincent Wanyala, thank you so much for joining us on Sport One. First of all, how does it feel being back in the World 7 Series?
Definitely, that's the best feeling because at least the dreams of majority of the young players that have gotten into the team being fulfilled one after the other. They're getting to know that it's an experience at the highest stage that they need to experience now that their rugby has reached where they are now.
Tony, co-captain, help us understand that arrangement. You're a captain, he's the captain.
I'd say it's more of dealing with the different generations and through the coach, Kevin Wambua, he saw fit to have two heads than one, and I think it's a winning formula and it's been fruitful for us.
Let me stick to this side before we go to the youngins of the team. You guys you were there before, like when Kenya was a core team. You guys used to tour the whole year. How important was it for you guys to come back? Like how important is it for Kenyan rugby for Shujaa to be back as a core team in the 7th series?
As I've said, it's important because now them that were not part of the system gets to be part of the system because going out for the series now requires all stakeholders to come on board. As we all know, Sportpesa was the only person that chose to be with the team at the moment. Now you find that now when you're back, more people will want to sail with us, and we're very thankful for that because going back to the series now means more opportunities are coming up, even for our programs back at home. Everything is opening up slowly by slowly.
Can we turn to the young ones? Patrick, did you know there was a Challenger series? I'll be the first one to confess. I didn't know what the heck that was until last year. I used to take it for granted Kenya is on the 7s. Did you guys know there's a Challenger series until last year?
Honestly, I did not know there was a Challenger series. Yeah. Honestly, I did not know there was a Challenger series until when I was selected for my first Challenger series. Yeah, that was in Dubai. Yeah.
and how did it feel, Patrick? Of course, you were on the radar, the National Sevens team radar, previous coach. How did it feel when you finally earned that call-up representing Kenya?
Like I can say it was a dream come true because I'd spent a whole season just training, but I had no chance to debut. So like I got my first chance to debut for the national team that was in Zimbabwe. So like because of my performance in Zimbabwe, like it encouraged me more. I was more hungry to perform even better because like I was chasing something because I was told that this is the only opportunity you have because there are other good wingers more than me. Yeah, but I was the one who was selected. So I had that opportunity and I expressed myself. I can see it is a good exposure. You're
talking about Zimbabwe. Of course, that is the Olympic qualifiers. Yeah. I think we just fast forward to the final. Playing against South Africa, of course, the odds were favoring the Blitzbok. Yeah. But you shone in that game. Just help us understand your mental space ahead of that game.
I can say I was afraid of that game. First of all, I was
why?
Yeah, facing Roscoe Speckman. Like I used to watch him play while I was still in high school and some time back in primary when I could sneak in, watch some few matches for South Africa. So like I could see him play. So like, hey, this guy is still playing until now. So like I'm facing him. I know what he does to his opponents. So I was there, hey, may the good Lord help me.
And Patrick, I mean, you are the star of the African Championship, the qualifier for the Olympics. But even more importantly, you are going through some deep personal loss.
Yeah.
How tough was it for you, and how are you able to maneuver that week, given what was going on in the background, you having lost a parent?
I can say with the help of my captains and my coach, like they were encouraging me. Yeah, the coach told me that yes, you're grieving, but this is a different task you have been chosen. Yes. So like you have always wished to play for the national team. I've given you the opportunity, even though there's something back at home that is disturbing you. So like let us just put the focus here because we're here for business, and there's something we're chasing here. So like let us just focus here, and then all other things will come later. And they were encouraging me. Yeah, they are sticking with me. And the captain, after the tournament, he dedicated the tournament to my mom, which I was really appreciative. And I thank the team for staying there with me.
But how tough was it, though? How tough is it for you to play knowing what's happened back home?
I can say from the pitch, it was tormenting me back in the back of my mind, but just kept strong. Yeah.
George, of course, support is very central. I've seen that. I can feel it even off air before we started the show. You could tell that there's a level of camaraderie and friendship. How did it feel for you when you made your debut for the National Sevens team? When you joined Shujaa, how did it feel for you the first time you joined Shujaa? Ulisikiaje?
Yeah.
Nafanya vitu zangu tu chini ya maji, chini ya bed. I wake up so early. Chini ya bed ni
najua mtu anafikiria figuratively, yani
nafanya temoto waoni. When you sleep I'm out. Yeah. So tunapatana field, but I did more extras as well.
Kama nini?
Morning runs. That time I used to stay in high rise. So I used to, mimi nilikuwa nacheza, I was working hard nipate rent off local circuit because kulikuwa na some money.
Yes.
Yeah, some money. Ulikuwa ukifika finals, you had some tokens. You are being awarded some 100K for the champions. So for me, I was working hard nipate this pesa for my accommodation, sustaining myself. So I could wake up maybe at 5, go for morning runs, adi tao from high rise to town. I get to the gym hapo Strathmore, I work so hard, ndo ni perform vizuri. Yeah, so with that I was performing so well, taking my team to the finals, nipate yo pesa. Then after that, my hard work came to the reward that I was chosen to join the Kenya Sevens team, of which I asked the senior players, what should I do to work more harder? They told me, you're good in ball carrying, so continue working hard, and the rest you'll just learn. So from that, I was picked up for the debut in 2022 Hong Kong Sevens, and I was very, very happy.
How did it feel? Hong Kong is a fantastic tournament to start from, but you can imagine, you're in that facility, I think it's 60,000, if not more capacity. Uko hapo. How did it feel for you? Kucheza RFUA, kucheza Coast, kucheza Kisumu, kucheza Kakamega. Sasa kucheza Hong Kong. Hong Kong is something else. Ulisikiaje kucheza Hong Kong?
Oh, kwanza nilisikia poa, but nilikuwa naogopa. But back in my mind nikajambia una represent nani? Go in and give your best. Yeah, best foot forward. So nikaingia, nikajitolea tu. I found myself hosting Olindi. For like 2 minutes. Was it 2 minutes? I was like, this is strength. This is my whole strength. So I was so happy. But bado nilikuwa naogopa your big stage.
Ulikuwa naogopa big stage, ni tips gani ulikuwa una feel? Kidogo yeye amesema hiyo prospect man wa Blitzbox kidogo ulikuwa unampatia kiwewe.
Okay, nilikuwa naogopa New Zealand. I made my ni make debut. That was the first time I was starting. I was starting for Kenya Sevens against New Zealand. And I was seeing big guys kwanza kwa tunnel. I was like, hey, my goodness. Tunana start, I was sweating. So then it's so funny, mko wengi kwa tunnel, but ukishaingia kwa field, after May the Grace, then unaona watu 5 wanatoka. You are like, so niko peke yangu tukua ngapi? You find yourself, you are 7, but mnakaa ni kama mko watu 5. Or you are less. Then you are being given your portion, unaforce mame hapa, you are hosting this guy. You are like, then there's always that, inaitwa aje to me? The countdown. Yeah, tidin, you are like, 5 seconds. Then the ref anapuliza kitu. So it's like, then after the ball, now you're now okay. Yeah, I will go be sasa. So that's it.
So once kickoff is there, you're fine.
Yeah.
The nerves are just before.
Yeah.
Patrick, are your nerves before or they're during the game? When are the nerves at the highest?
The nerves at the highest before the game. But first touch, first tackle, inakuingiza kwa game. You're now same sasa. So ni Kenya itapen happen sasa. Lakini sasa hapo sasa adrenaline ishapanda. So like uko juu sasa. Sasa kuna kionaogopa sasa. Yeah.
So it's only at the start.
Yeah.
Now the two of you, like I said, part of the older generation when this was a kawaida thing. Like, how tough was this journey back? How tough was you, the older guys in the team, explaining to the young ones, guys, this is important. This is how this stage is.
I think I'd say it was very crucial for us going back, first of all, because personally I've been playing rugby since Form 1, around 2010. I used to watch the likes of Colin Sinjera, Biko Adema, Lavin Asego play in the series, hoping that one day I'll be there. And we were fortunate, among us, I was fortunate enough to at least get to that stage and get to play. For me, sold the idea that I needed to work extra hard to go back to the series for someone like me. So it was all about putting your head down, putting our heads down, working our asses off and getting back to the series. That was the main priority after the qualifiers. So we had one shot at the qualifiers, of which we did well, thanks to the management that we had. It was a very short span of training sessions, but we were able to put our heads together, work hard for each other, work hard to qualify. And that started, kicked off our journey, at least rebuilding, because I believe for the past couple of years, we've been rebuilding each and every year. And it is way difficult when every time you start something new and yet you have a season to go.
Let's talk about the new technical bench. So relegation happens last year, the technical bench is out, and Bling comes in, Amonde comes in. It's a whole new bench. How crucial have they been in the revival of Kenya Sevens?
If you look at the likes of our head coach, Kevin Wambua, and Andrew Amonde, those are two key people we have in the team. And I'd say with Kevin Wambua being part of the team with regards to the ladies' side, it isn't up our belief and our, I'd say, our focus going back to fighting, or rather working with him towards going back to the series and qualifying for the Olympics. And Andrew as well, he was there as a player. We all know him. He knows the feeling. So it was easier working with Andrew as a former player, or rather a mentor.
Immediate former player.
Exactly, yeah. Immediate former player and a mentor to the young lads who came in and didn't get time to play with him.
Onyala, you've been under several Kenyan coaches. What makes Wambua different? What makes him, sets him apart from the other guys you've played under?
Most definitely, I'd say the experience he has garnered throughout the years. He has been an assistant coach for quite some time. His first experience was with the ladies, I think a couple of years ago. And I find that most of the things he has been doing out of his own will. So somebody that has that will, that zeal, he has that passion for this game. I think he has come up with tricks that are familiar to us. This is not foreign tricks, if I may say. He's someone that understands what we require, how we can get to wherever he sees that we are supposed to go.
Because we've had several coaches in Kenya. Mike Fredo, of course, was known as the one who made guys all strong and fit. Then you had Benja, who people say, great man manager, you could run through brick walls for him. So what is Bling's that X factor? What is it? Is it those tricks? What is it that has just made all of you guys tick all over again?
One thing that will tell Bling apart from everyone is the fact that he's a very skill-oriented coach. And you find that the crop of players we have are also very smart enough to sort of grasp the dynamics of the game, because the game has taken a tremendous change over the years from Akina Andrew's style of play, where they were as bulky as to us now. Me being a forward now, playing with Akina Andrew, bringing now the tricky part of the game, where you have to constantly be on your brains as opposed to physicality.
Would I be right? And I'm not a rugby expert, but would I be right in saying Wambua has Kenya playing like the Kenya of yore, like the Kenya of before, when the ball moved, when there was would I be right in saying that?
Yes, you're definitely right. But above all, I wanted to see the skillful aspect that now the team has. It's an identity that I think has not been with us ever since Akina Friday's time. And I find that this time, the type of players which we also have quite complements well with the things that Bling is bringing on board.
Patrick, Nini Nwezasema, like in your play, has changed because you played in the second division for Daystar University Falcons, and then you like your career was propelled higher. Of course, most often than not, it's usually somebody playing in the Kenya Cup that is usually selected for the team, but you are an outlier. At least you're somebody from one of these teams showing at least there's talent within other levels. But what would you say you had to unlearn when you now joined the National Sevens team setup?
I had to unlearn to be the superhero of the team.
We need you to put that mic properly, and then you can say that again. Yes. What do you mean when you say you had to learn? What do you mean? What exactly are you saying?
Acha niseme, my first call up hapa Kenya Sevens. So like nilifika pale shule and was like, bro, kuna kile nimefunzwa huko, nafaa nifanye huku, unaona? So like nakuja ni kama tuseme niko na kierere sasa, kuna ile kierere kidogo sasa. So niko hapo like, bro, ufai fanya hivi, unafaa fanya hivi, unaona? So like in the process pia mimi bado
kierere kama gani ndio tu understand kama for example
so, like nasaidia coach na kazi yake. Nasaidia coach na kazi yake, mimi pia nafunza mtu, unaona? So like ilifika point like ndio niko na kierere lakini bado nafanya kitu vibaya. Like my previous local circuits, I've watched some of my videos like I could not last a game more than first half. Ilikuwa na make run moja hivi my first year. Nilikuwa na make run moja hivi alafu naitisha sub.
Umechemka.
Nimechemka nitisha sub. Natoka, unaona? Alafu like flirting with the touchline. That is one thing I've been told hapa Kenya Sevens. Like you should never flirt with the touchline. Like the touchline is another defender.
Yes.
Yeah. Ndio wako 7 but ni kama wako 8 juu ya touchline. That's another defender. So like Bling amenifunza aje ati once umeona uko compromise kwa hii space ya 5 meters, you should not run there. Jaribu rudi ndani, weka rack to recycle ball. Si lazima utinge na fast pace. Unaona? So like nime gain more knowledge hapo kiasi. My ball handling skills bado zinainuka. Sisema niko perfect. Juu niko na shida hapo but with the time najua nitakuwa mahali sasa. Yeah.
You've spoken about being a superstar. Now, look, my history of the small history of watching Kenya Sevens.
Yeah.
Oscar Osir.
Yeah.
Teddy. Alan Makaka. Ashi. Kolo. Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
Now, you look like that guy. You're like the finisher.
Yeah.
Is that pressure? Does it give you pressure or does it make you walk with your chest out? You're like, yeah, I'm the man. Everyone looks up to me to finish the job.
Inanipea pressure sana. Unajua like ndio kila mse, everyone is looking at you to finish the job, but kuna this one simple mistake utafanya itakost kila mtu. Yeah, kuna hii mistake moja tu utafanya itakost kila mtu. Like kuna ile last pass unaweza knock. Unajua si kupenda kwako utanok, but unfortunately unaweza knock. So like itakuja tena cost team juu in the back itakuuma. Yeah, hii ile itakuuma. So like kuna hiyo like sina hiyo pride ati mimi ni superstar, but I'm still learning. I'm still young. Yeah, I'm still learning. Niko na hiyo chance ya kulearn na kufika point yenye sasa tuseme naweza kuwa na hiyo confidence ya kujita superstar, but for now sisema hivyo.
Now, Okabe is another superstar. George.
Yes. I was actually going to go to
yes. I know everyone wants to know that dance he did. We will come to that later. George, able to understand, like for you, like ulisema ulikuwa unafanya the hard yards, ulikuwa unawaka under the bed, unaamka asubuhi unakimbia mapema and all that stuff. Lakini ni skills gani unazasema zimekuwa refined for you as a player? Like before ulikuwa unacheza club, alafu sasa ukakuja kuchezea Kenya Sevens.
Okay, skill nimelearn. One is change the ball. From different switch the ball to kujidefend pia. That's one. Then again scan and some skill kudami, you know. Kugoose, kustep. I'm now a good stepper. I can goose. So those are new skills I learned.
Captain, I'll start with you and then Tony. How do you ensure, like you see, like these are skills, of course, they're learning and stuff, but also the other elements lazima wako wakijua in terms, especially about the team culture. I know that some things you can't say on air, but there are certain core things that as a captain, you have to ensure that it helps the team to be cohesive.
In matters cohesion with the team, I always tell a monkey story. There are these 5 monkeys in a cage where when one does funny thing, the owner comes and beat them up, pouring cold water. Now when they are reshuffled, that new monkeys are brought in, whenever one of them try to reach for the bananas, the same is done by these mates with them in the cage. So cohesion in the team now, I think, it's a new generation, it's rebuilding, and you find that it requires different dynamics to incorporate each and everyone, not to be a pain in the neck to the other person just to hinder them performing, because you find the young generation you're dealing with, whenever you shout at them in any minute, I think they sort of get into their cocoon and switch off, And we don't want that for them. We want them to sort of feel included in the team, for them to just take the agenda of the team forward.
Tony?
Yep. For me, it goes back to being disciplined. You have to be disciplined to play this game. There's no two ways about it. And prioritizing that over anything else matters a lot to us. That is the first thing I think we talked about when me and Vincent were named co-captain. We know it's a tricky sport. It's a very unforgiving sport. And once you're disciplined enough, I believe it prepares you for the world out there. So discipline first, then you can play the game.
How does this current team and crop of players compare to your Kolos, to your Mondes, to your Mbakas? The two of you, because you can do the comparison. How do they compare? What's different, good? What's maybe different, difficult? You're staying positive, so different, difficult.
The entire squad, I'd say the average age is 24, 25. So they are young people. It's easier managing young people than people of different ages. You find that someone is 30, you try controlling someone is 30 and you're 24.
Yeah.
It's pretty difficult. So having a fair base of this age mates, age group kind of players is very, very crucial for the team to move forward.
So Anyala, how do the teams compare? Your peers, so to speak, with Gen Z? Because this is Gen Z.
Yes. I'd say I think the willingness to learn and sort of embrace change is quite one thing that puts this group apart from the rest. You find that majority of the ones that I've played the game with were a bit rigid to just sort of get out of their comfort zone and try and incorporate new stuff that are coming with the dynamics of the game, ever changing. So I found that this group of players, I think they are quite agile in terms of their learning and the questions that they're asking. They're more inquisitive than the previous. You find that the other time, information is just being pumped in you without you understanding the why or why the coach, what does the coach want to see. You find that that is not quite what was there previously, but now you find that most of them have to do things on their own when they're in the field. So before they do that, they need to ask and have all the full details.
And for the two of you, how does it feel that there's roles reversal? Now, I mean, if you go back to Kenya's most famous moment, 2016, you guys were babies, okay, team-wise, because now you guys are 29. So you guys have been the young guys in the team. Now the tables are turned. You are the senior members. You've got to guide the young ones. How different is that role?
I think the connect between now and then, I've been there, I've seen what the seniors did. I know the goods, the bads. And I think learning from that, it's easier to at least manage whoever is coming after. Yeah.
Anyala?
It's all about setting precedents. And I think that is what my monkey story was all about. You find that when these monkeys come in the cage, when they're new, whenever they try to reach up, they're being beaten. So
you're the one doing the beating now?
Not technically. Not technically, but
yes,
they're just being told that your time will come, and before your time comes, you need to own up and sort of create the precedents that we want to go by.
Is it hard? Is it hard to be the leader? Is it hard to lead as opposed to just taking care of your own business and play?
I'd say it has taken a toll on me ever since I think the inception of the leadership, the co-captaincy, because I'm not that person that is always you do this, you do that, you follow this route. Most of the time I've been a follower, and now this time that now people need to learn and sort of take instructions from me. I think it's quite a pressure point.
Patrick, let's go back to the challenger playoff. Is it the promotion playoff against Germany? I understand that that's what I heard. The grapevine says that before that final, you guys wanted to play Germany because Germany walifanya ile kitu mkiwa Germany. So how did it feel when once you looked at the draw? Because that system, I'm still yet to understand, it's a very weird system. Yeah. Pull games on Saturday, then you just play for, and makes you wonder like what that last. Anyway, let's not go into that. But playing Germany, they beat you in the previous round, then face them off against. How was the mental in that particular point? The mental state of the players.
I can say that day everyone woke up happy. I even don't know why. But everyone woke up happy. We were walking in the corridor and like everyone was already celebrating. Like
before game?
Yeah, before the game in the morning, early in the morning. We were supposed to go for ice bath, but it was cancelled. So like everyone was there celebrating on the highway.
I can see, man.
Yeah, we were there. Everyone was celebrating. So we went for, can call it warm up ama ile kuchangamsha mwili. Yeah, blowout ya asubuhi. So like people were there. So like the previous day I'd got an injury. So like I was there struggling to run, but everyone told me that Buddha, wewe tunaingia tunamaliza hii shughuli afu tunatoka hapa tunaenda. Unaona? So like hii kitu tushashinda. Wewe ingia show face, tumalize kazi, tutoke. So like everyone was confident that Germany that I was tupiga mara tatu. Like hiyo na isifanyika tena. Like they beat us once, twice, but this time everyone was confident that this game we must win it. And through our captain's support, tukaongea hapo before we had a meeting and we talked and like we were ready for the task. And it came out, tukashinda na we were happy.
George, why are you guys so confident? Mbona mlikuwa so sure? Mbona mlikuwa sure hivyo?
Okay, tulikuwa so sure due to our training period that we had in France. There are some changes that we made on our defense, on our skill work. So out of the changes then, our previous game, the way we played exactly how we were taught, the new system that came through, it was so good. So it was really showing off that we were to win. Because beating Samoa, then coming up with Spain like a narrow loss, it was kind of a way for us. Then again, Germany, hapana. Those guys, tuseme tu, we decided as a team. Unajua kuna at times mnachukua kiapo. Mnasema no, this guy hapana. Then again for me, ilikuwa ni hit hata breakfast, I think it wasn't going through. Kukudishi ilikuwa so hard. Then for me, you remember last season tulikuwa relegated, I was at the stands. Nilikuwa nimeumia, I had some injury. So I was so happy now to play kwa hii playoff now because the other time sikuwa, I was injured, nilikuwa tu kwa stands watching us losing. So I told myself, sahi niko. And plus my physio told me, unajua last time ulituuza. Jua hukuwa. So this time I'm strapping you venye unataka. Akani strap, akanambia ingia. So nikiingia hiyo game it was macho red. Whoever comes to my path me tutakufa tu.
I'm very glad you say macho red. It's Bernard's favorite quote. He says, "Nigga kwa game macho red." So to hear it used by Arabi, I'm like, now I get it where Bernard gets. Bernard says that quite a lot. Were you as confident as the young ones, or were you guys a bit more measured? You know, you've got to keep calm.
Honestly, for me, it was a bit different. Your story of breakfast, it's true. Lunch again, you're trying. Pasta ingi. Umeka bologna hapo aingi. Just I think switch your mind off everything. Focus for a couple of hours and get the job done. And yeah, we went in confident enough that we were going to beat them. And you could see in the changing room, even in the tunnel, people are ready for the game. People are ready to die for the country. So we got in and the rest was history.
Nice and easy.
Yes.
Onyala, were you in the this is done, matured, or are you in the quietly confident, cautiously optimistic, like Bernard said?
I'd say building up to Madrid. I think from Munich, the experience that we had with Germany. I think I kept reminding these guys that there are only two possibilities for two teams from the challenger to either meet in that playoff. And we were lucky to have been one of the teams where Kenya played Germany and the other one was played by Chile and Uruguay. So going into that, I had told them we're playing either Germany or Canada. But personally, I'd wished to play Canada because during that time, I was not there. And,
you also had a bone to pick with them.
Yes, I had a bone to pick with them because I got injured during the onset of the season. And I couldn't see the season end. So I had fixated everyone's head to those two teams. And I was lucky the odds, I kept on telling them, mambo ya Mungu achana nayo. Because who could have known that we were to play Germany in that playoff and win that. I said we were going to win by how many, I couldn't tell. But I think just that mental fortitude that the boys had, that this game we have it, no matter what comes, we're coming out of here victors. We better go back home with our shoulders in our hands or our legs carrying them on our shoulders.
I think it was something I told the boys before the game. I was part of the team that was relegated, and I promised them that you don't want to be on the other side when the game ends.
You don't want to have that feeling.
You don't want to be
how bad was sorry, man. How bad was that feeling a year ago, Ton?
It was tormenting. Knowing very well you've been chosen to take care of the jersey, as we usually say. You're just a caretaker of the jersey, and you let your people down. You let your country down.
Was it tough for you guys? Because I'm getting a sense, even after the tournament, coming back home in public, how was it for you guys?
Wow. Honestly, you don't want to get back home because the embarrassment and knowing very well that the cameras will be there, people will be watching and saying that these are the guys who took us down. And you know very well that Kenyan fans are unforgiving. Yeah. You play a very tricky sport. When you win, you're all winning. When you lose, you're the one who lost. Yeah.
And speaking of Kenyan fans, because yes, they showed their support vocally. I know they were following you guys through the rounds, but also on social media. Because I noticed you guys are online, on, off. How do you ensure that doesn't get to you, that feedback? I'm sure you see the feedback sometimes. How do you handle it, Patrick? Tuanze nayo.
Niko na page. So kuna game ya Spain. Hadi mi unajua before wamekuwa kinisifu, si ndio? So yeah, before Kenyan fans wamekuwa kinisifu. So kuna ile game ya Spain, something happened hapo. So niliingia tu social media ile yenye unaingia tu kubrowse ile bahati mbaya. Nikakutana nayo. So people were trash talking. So nikazima kwanza, nikakaa kwanza nikaanza kusoul search. Yani ni hivi, juu ukiperform kila msee tu wako hapo anakusifu this guy is the big deal, the next deal and stuff. So that one simple mistake utafanya kwa game moja. So kila msee, hadi ule msee alikusifu before, atakuwa hapo sana ongea vibaya. So mimi nijiambia tu unajua unaenda kucheza before game hadi after game, before tournament ishe, usiingie internet. Juu kiingia hautacheza.
George, wewe una mute ama unajibu ama unaachana nazo? Ama uko social media hata?
Mimi niko social media. Lakini mimi sitambuangi mimi. Mimi sitambui because mimi usema hiyo, that's true, niliangusha team. So I have to pick up from hiyo. Hiyo pia ni ukweli. Juu hata mimi kuna time I'm a fan nikiwatch basketball. But Ongoro pale akiuza lazima nimshow. Nimwambie hapo uliachilia mzae. But inafaa ukae chini useme it's true, but so mimi uangalia, then I know wenyewe I did something wrong. Ninge pop to your ball ama ningechukua your rack ama So to me it's I pick up.
Vincent, how do you tell fans online, how when they are giving their feedback? Because there's positive criticism and sometimes it goes down, it becomes something else.
Answering to that, I think I'd say I've been in the game for far too long. I think I've done a couple of coaching certificates, and I take critique from a point of view that is, let's say, different from a fan perspective. I look at a fan's comment, and I'm able to tell this person has been involved with this game to this certain level. So you find that most of the things that they are saying, they have little or no understanding about. There are those fans who come for, let's say, after party and dunda and stuff, then masquerading to be rugby fans. Then there are those fans that truly understand the game, and you can clearly tell from those comments. So me, I always read all those comments and just take those positive vibes from the ones that know what they are.
You filter.
Yes.
How different is it? Again, you played a lot earlier when social media wasn't what it is now. In my head, I think there's a big difference between pre-COVID and post-COVID in terms of social media and the way people come at you. How much tougher is it for the young ones to deal with running commentary of what we think is wrong with Kenya Sevens?
To the young ones, I think you find it's a different generation. Yeah. These are people who don't care or don't give a, a whatever. So you find that there are people when they'll trust whatever that solid direction they're getting, either from the coaching unit or from a teammate that they are with in the team with.
Yes.
And I think that is what I'd say really tells them apart in terms of how they manage the socials. Yes.
So just to be able to manage. Patrick, is there, how much does it affect you generally? George says he doesn't care. He says, yeah.
Comment.
Yes.
Kuna zingine zinaniumiza. Lakini kuna zingine zinaumizanga. So like utakaa hapo unasoma, itakuumiza tu lakini uzifanya kitu. Ya utasoma alafu itapita lakini itakuumiza. Though there's nothing you can do. You just assume and life goes on because wewe umechaguliwa ucheze. So like you have no other option. So you'll just play but in the back of your mind unakumbuka jana nilisoma kwa fulani hivi ni lose team. Leo usaki kuuza team. Unajua sasa comments zitakuwa worse, unaona? Like you can't evade the comments. Unapata mtu ali screenshot amekutumia ama unapata mtu amekutag na comments sasa. So like always evade. So like all you do ni ucheze tu kaya ucheze poa sasa.
And guys, how supportive has KRU been in this journey to get back? Because you remember a year ago, and I think you were part of that team, closer. We had a pay bill. So things clearly weren't working the way they should before the relegation. How supportive has this office been to your journey back?
The support from, I think, the current KRU, I think I'd say it has been quite phenomenal in us, I think, sort of getting our campaign back to the series. Previously, I think there was no money or whatever was happening there. So players, instead of now them playing, they were focusing on our pay bill. Now, every morning before I go for training, I have to share a pay bill for the public to intervene. And you find that now I'm wasting too much time waking up in the morning, posting all this, as opposed to just getting my morning routine and protocols for me to just train and get better every day. So instead of me getting better in the field, I was actually getting better soliciting for funds for the team.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this time it's been excellent. You've got the support. SportPesa came in. I understand the ministry also came in. That definitely helped, Tony, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Everything. I think the ministry being part of us, working with us through the journey as well as SportPesa. Thanks to SportPesa, by the way, they've been very staunch at supporting Kenya Sevens. I think it was more of belief. So you'll find that the partners that we had when we went down, they sort of believed on what we wanted to achieve and supported us throughout the journey. And they, at least, it shows. It shows. The kind of support we got shows.
Okay. Patrick, let's shift gears a bit. You are in Daystar. What are you studying?
I'm studying community development. Yeah.
I remember during the Safari Rally, you had an opportunity to experience the rally. How was it for you?
That's a new experience. Niliona kuna mali iliandikwa sijui speed meets speed. But that thing, gari inasonga. Yeah, that's a new experience. Na nataka ku experience tena.
How do you keep that? Because now you're a superstar. How do you ensure that you remain humble? Unabaki on this, yani metulia tu bado. How do you avoid it getting to? Because sometimes it can get to people's heads.
I mean, nasema tu, you just live your life. Unaona? Juu kila wali natembea, kila mtu atakusifu. Unaona? So like it was yesterday. So yesterday back at home Kongong. So nimechukua kwa mat. Like everyone, kila mtu nduthi wako hapo like, hey bro. So like can say like some of my mom was famous hapo Ngong. So like, hey brother Nyangi. So like everyone is there, brother Nyangi. So like nimepanda nduthi naenda home. So like, hey, there are these guys. Nimekutana wameniona tu juu ya bike. So like I'd not seen them, I don't know them. So like everyone shouting Odongo. So like aingi kwa akili. Unaona sasa that nduthi guy asked me, hey bro, how do you survive? So I told him that this is a normal thing, sindio? No, like no, it's the peak of my career. Ndo sasa nimeanza sasa. Si ati I'm somewhere, mimi ni superstar ama nini. So like you just live your life, unaona? Unakuwa tu msea humble, like ona story mingi, like mashida tu unaona evade. So like yeah.
George, how many people have you met since that dance of yours? Wanakufanyia tu hivi. Na hiyo dance ni nini? When I'm doing this, let's play the clip of that dance so that you understand the context. Let's have that clip. So there, you scored that try. There we go. You dived, and then that's the dance.
All the Kenyans are back.
So, George, hebu tufanyie kwanza na to understand. Alafu na useme nini? Alafu So, what exactly was it? Ulikuwa unafanya nini?
It's a dance too. Like, inakubalika. So, see these guys with the ghetto guys.
Unaweza chukua mic
The ghetto guys wanavaa kofia na venye yani inakuanga tu a good vibe. How they play with the head and the hands and the body. So ilikuwa inanibamba sana.
Ulifikiriaje at that point ukasema wacha nifanye hii dance? Kwa sababu mnakuanga na zingine tofauti.
Okay. Niseme animatrainia.
Yeah, and you remember, was it last year but one?
Yeah.
The team came under so much fire. You remember?
Yes.
The dance. They were shown doing a dance. In a video too, one of the players put it up before a tournament, and then they didn't do well. And people really came hard at them. People are like, no, all they do is dance. So when you guys are doing these celebrations, so like when people say that, does it get to you when people behave like, actually, gonna dance too? I can't remember which, it must be last season but one.
Yeah.
Yes. Does it bother you? Because we think all you do is play rugby. We don't think you fanya kitu ingine. Lakini you guys also want to have fun. You also want to practice the dance.
And when Kenya is having fun, they perform better sometimes.
Shida ni hiyo time hiyo round walikuwa. So does it affect you guys that when people are that harsh, that critical of you guys at home mna dance to mnafanya, or does it matter? Or are you like Onyala who's like,
Pana, I'm not like Onyala. For me, I usually say my energy drives me to go. So naanzianga na changing room. Kuna ngoma hapo, I just put on my kits, naanza kudance, I just dance. So it never affects me because I usually tell myself, for me, I'm brought up where I have to psych up myself, don't perform. So anytime you see me like I'm just there, I'm just quiet, just know kuna shida. But the moment you see me talking, I'm just like happy, na dance to kila mahali every time. Just know I'm there now. So for me, haini affect sana. Mimi niko tu sawa.
Who's the other loud person in the team?
Kevin Wekesa.
Yes. And who are the quiet ones? Who are the guys who don't talk much?
Okay, for me, let me say Onyala, because amekuwa for like quite some time na bado amenyamaza.
So ni kama Buddha. Anaangalia tu.
Ni mzae na amechill. Unajua ukisema Mbetsa is unaweza sema atumjui bado. Juu bado ndo ameingia. So bado ako ni kama udongo akikuja was very chilled, but saa hii ni stories za jaba. Vitu tu mingi tu anasema. So I can just say Onyala.
Guys, you are back. The goal has been achieved. So first of all, we've got Paris Olympics. What are your targets, guys? What are you guys looking at? Let's start with the first one. This is in 6-7 weeks. Paris Olympics. What's the goal? What's the...
For us, the main goal is at least coming back home with a medal. It doesn't matter if it's 1, 2, or 3, but we have to come back with the silverware. That is what we are focusing our heads on at the moment.
So that's Paris.
Yes.
You guys are back on the circuit.
Yes.
Thankfully, thanks to you, I can delete that Rugby Pass app. Okay? Because I can watch rugby on TV like a normal person.
Yeah.
What must you guys do next season, to make sure you stay up there?
Our preparation will be very crucial, I'd say. We have to, first of all, ongeza size kidogo. As you know, 12 teams is way challenging compared to the 16 teams that we had the previous couple of seasons. And work twice, if not thrice, as hard as we worked for the Challenger Series.
Anyala, what do we do? What must Shujaa do to make sure we stay as a core team?
First of all, I like talking about the sensitive matters. I think remuneration should play a big deal in terms of, I think, now making sure that the players are focused to just wake up every morning and just make sure that they're getting better every day. And second of all, I think in facilities, having those infrastructures, I think we need to partner with those systems that have better facilities to assist us in, to spearhead our training, because we find there are some trainings or some workouts that we'll have a training regime for, let's say, 4 weeks, but once we get into a camp, let's say to a place that has those facilities, we're going to be doing those exercises for the first time, as opposed to just having them from our onset of preparation. I think that also will play a big role in terms of getting the team consolidated towards just maintaining their co-startership next season.
Right. Gentlemen, now let's shift gears, Wakabi. Of course, the question you had asked, I know we've spoken extensively about rugby. We had asked about the Harambee Stars. They're playing the Ivory Coast. And we asked you a very, very, very simple question. We asked you, can Harambee Stars beat the mighty Elephants? Let's take a look at what you're saying regarding this specific question. What are they saying, Wakabi? This is a lengthy one.
Let me tell you this, every game is different. The preparations also differ from one game to the next. I am sure the coach and his assistants will have studied the Ivory Coast play. They'll set up the team in a way to disrupt the opponent's style of play. So I expect a different style of play from our national team. In football, everything is possible inside the 90 minutes. If we score fast, we stand a good chance of getting at least a draw. If they score an early goal, we might be in trouble. Last but not least, let us support our team even if we trail 1-0 after 30 minutes. Learn something from the Burundi fans. They cheered their team despite going 1-0 down to Harambee Stars. Then we saw what happened. The Burundi players fought back and grabbed a late equalizer to make it 1-1. Hussein is fantastic. He's
very nice.
Preaching optimism.
Yes. Let's take a look at another one here. We'll go through them quickly. If Kenya was hosting this game home in their country, it would have been possible, but without the home support, it will be either draw or Ivory Coast winning 2-0. Let's take a look at another one. That was Kevin Ochieng. What does Eric Musyoka say, Wakabi?
It's a tough match indeed, but if they play the way they played against Burundi, it is a sure defeat. I like the honesty in some of the
candid
responses.
sentiments. Yes, if we play correctly, tactically and mentally well placed.
Yeah.
Let's have another one here. Owedi Robert says,
we may beat them or draw the way we did with Nigeria immediately they won the 1996 Olympics. Roberts, I like the way you're thinking, but heart small.
Debravin Desore says, Kenyan World Cup is a dream that cannot be realized. The Harambee Stars needs a lot of adjustment to meet the standards to participate in serious competition.
Yep. Honesty is the best policy here. Eldon Onoka, they were to show their seriousness during our match against Burundi. Our boys need to pull up their socks if they want to be somewhere.
And one last one here. Let's take a look and see what Joyce Mwareri is saying, Wakabi.
They should change that name first. I never understand why the name becomes a big deal.
Yeah.
I've had it even in South Africa where they keep saying, Bafana are called the boys. Like, why you call the team the boys?
Yeah.
So this thing keeps coming up. They should change the team. Does a team matter? Does the name of a team matter, guys? Does it matter whether you're called Shujaa or Kenya Sevens? No. Does it matter that Kitambo Shujaa used to be the A team and now it's the main team? The Morans. Does it matter?
No, I think it's all about the meaning that the name brings. I think if the larger public knows what the name sort of means to the playing unit, I think they'll be sailing in the same boat.
Interesting. Now, let's take a look at the shot of the weekend where we get an opportunity to appreciate the skills of Mr. Chris Omolo. He's in studio. He's hiding somewhere, of course, taking the snaps for our print and digital pages. But he captured this Wakabi, and it's not the sport. This was a very unique moment. It's a dog that was before the game.
Normally, I understand. I try to figure out what Chris is thinking. I'm not quite sure why he thought this dog is...
I'll give you the context. I think, Onyala, you were in that game, yeah? Yes. So, Wakabi, what happened? This dog was one of 3 that disrupted the start of the Enterprise Cup final.
This was like the Champions League game where guys were disrupting at the start.
So this guy, by the way, he breed in Itwanga. This is Kenyeji. Bosco breed. Bosco breed.
He Bosco a Simba.
So anyway, that is the context of that photo captured by Mr. Chris Omolo during the Enterprise Cup final. Now we're going through some of the interesting talking points on social media, and we'll go to the one, Wakabi, that I think was very fascinating. We won't go to the first one that I'm going to capture, but let's focus on an interesting one, Wakabi. Don't celebrate too early.
Oh, the Walker
Don't
girl.
Celebrate too early. That's the one we're taking a look at now, because Wakabi, you know, in sports, sometimes you're so certain you're going to win.
Yes.
I'm sure the rugby players know. Usha cross try line. Usha knock on kwa try line.
Yes, not once.
Not once. It's a horrible feeling.
And they...
So let's take a look at what happened to this Spanish athlete. She was competing in the Euro Athletics Championships, Wakabi, and let's take a look at it and see what transpired. We have that clip shortly. So it seems that we don't have that clip, but of course it was about...
Basically, she thought she'd won. She even got her
Yes.
flag. So
Yes.
she was catwalking. She was like celebrating, going towards the finish. Then this other girl just put in a bit of effort. And she sneaked
It was
past
just
her.
unfortunate. And anyway, hopefully we'll be able to get in the course of the show. Now, Wakabi, let's take a look at another one. This is Real Madrid. I do hope that we have that specific one regarding Real Madrid's training facilities, Wakabi. He spoke about infrastructure, facilities. Take a look at this, Wakabi, as we just review and appreciate like it's something else.
It's on a completely different
Because you
level.
can imagine, this is a training facility. Training, not even for the stadium, like for the match day. Training. Like
Yep, and
it's,
it was
everyone has a
treated by-
personalized room.
Yep.
But that is Mbappe's once he joins. Of course, he's joined, but once he attends the training session, Wakabi, it's like a hotel.
You know, when Onyala spoke about facilities and infrastructure, I just remembered this because I remember wondering, this is like itu ni room tu, ni room mali unachangingi, and if there's the video of it inside. What there is inside, what you can see, there is your room, then all the way to the balcony, and I'm just there thinking, where?
Yeah.
Special. This is a club.
Yes.
It is not national team. No. This is just a training ground.
Okay, you can a bed and everything. It's like a hotel, man.
Yeah, complete with a balcony overlooking the training pitches.
I'm sure there's some of the facilities we'll possibly see at the Euros because it's happening this coming weekend in Germany. Wakabi, these players were in Munich.
Yes.
And I'm sure they experienced what the Scottish team experienced. Let's have that clip playing. Onyala, when you guys were in Munich, the German culture, because this is a Scottish team, they're going for the Euros. Let's take a look at how that transpired. It's fascinating because it's the Scotland team, when they arrived for the Euros.
Yes, they did. There was a nice, good dance there.
Yes. Let's take a look at that.
Because you see, every time, because some of the countries where the culture is still heavy, so they're able to just give you a chance of get a feel of it. So when you see, when the team is coming in, they're like, oh yes, you can. And I first saw that in 2006, Germany, World Cup 2006. It was very big. Baden, I don't know whether you guys can remember.
Yeah.
Baden, where Team England was staying. So it was really interesting to see the Scottish team go through it. And just to see some of the players of the Scottish team decide I'm going to be part of it.
Yeah, you can see there, that is the Scotland team, football. There they are doing that. You guys did that, didn't you? George, you enjoyed it? Right, now, on that dancing note, as a Scottish team does, ulifanya hivyo?
Pengine George.
Hapana.
Thank you so much to the National Rugby Sevens team. We really appreciate you just coming to join us on Sport. And we wish you all the best at the Paris Olympics. And we wish you all the best in the 2024 World Seven Series. We have to dash off. Thank you so much for everyone who made the show possible. We'll see you again very soon.
kikohozi cha muda wowote, kutokwa na jasho kwa wingi usiku, uchungu kwenye kifua, afya kudhoofika, tafuta matibabu. Labda ni TB, ni ugonjwa wa kweli. Ukipimwa matibabu yapo utapona. Daktari kushauri tumia dawa kwa nidhamu. Elimu tupashane tupige vita TB. Pimwa TB, TB waishi poa.
Pimwa TB, TB waishi poa.
Get ready for the Kenya Meat Expo and Conference 2024, your ultimate opportunity to connect with industry experts, meat enthusiasts, and discover innovative ways to revolutionize Kenya's meat industry. Join us at the Kenyatta International Convention Center from 12th to 14th June 2024 for 3 days of exhibition, networking, and sizzling experiences. The Kenya Meat Expo and Conference 2024, where innovation meets tradition, flavor reigns supreme, and where quality and safety are paramount.
NTV, turning on your world. The following program has been rated GE. It is therefore suitable for general family viewing.
Jose Mourinho has managed some of the world's biggest clubs, winning a stack of silverware along the journey. Approaching the twilight of a distinguished career, Mourinho found himself out of work following his dismissal from Roma in January. But the self-proclaimed special one has found his next project, and there could be fireworks. Jose Mourinho has seen it all as a manager, bringing success almost everywhere he has gone. Indeed, Mourinho has conquered England, Spain, Italy, Portugal, and all 3 European competitions. And now he plans to conquer the Turkish Super League with Fenerbahce, receiving a raucous welcome at his unveiling. And it didn't take long for Mourinho to endear himself to Fenerbahce fans, turning on the charm ahead of a fascinating new challenge.
Football is passion.
The charismatic Portuguese has been known to ruffle feathers, whether it be engaging in verbal jousts with rival managers or winding up opposition fans. So, his first venture into Turkish football could make for box office viewing.
Normally, a coach is loved after victories. In this case, I feel that I am loved before victories. It's a big responsibility. It's a big responsibility that I feel, and I promise you that from this moment I belong to your family. This shirt is my skin.
Turkey will be the 5th country in which Mourinho has managed, having won league titles with Porto, Chelsea, Inter and Real Madrid. And he will look to bring similar success to Fenerbahce, who have gone 10 years without a Super League title. Last season, the Yellow Canaries came second with 99 points, 99 goals and just 1 defeat, pipped to the post by arch-rivals Galatasaray.
From the moment I signed my contract, your dreams are now my dreams.
Not since 2004 has Jose Mourinho managed a club outside of the top 5 European leagues. So it presents a unique opportunity to reignite his managerial prowess in a passionate footballing environment. And it didn't take long for Mourinho to endear himself to Fenerbahce fans, turning on the charm ahead of a fascinating new challenge. After a one-year break, Antonio Conte is back in club management, tasked with reviving former Serie A champions Napoli. Conte takes over a Napoli team that mounted a disastrous title defence last season, finishing in 10th place and a staggering 39 points behind champions Inter. The Italian boasts extensive Serie A experience, having won 4 league titles as head coach of Inter and Juventus, in addition to winning the Premier League with Chelsea. Conte's most recent job was with Tottenham, parting ways with the North London club in March 2023 after 16 months in charge. Manchester City midfielder Kevin De Bruyne says he would be open to a move to Saudi Arabia in the future. De Bruyne, who turns 33 at the end of June, is entering the final year of his contract with City and recently spoke about his next move once he eventually leaves the Premier League. At my age, you have to be open to everything. You're talking about incredible amounts of money and what may be the end of my career. Sometimes you have to think about that. If I play there for 2 years, I will be able to earn an incredible amount of money. De Bruyne missed the first 5 months of last season due to a hamstring injury, before returning in January to boost City's charge to a 4th straight Premier League title. England's recent friendly against Bosnia and Herzegovina was a memorable encounter for defender Kieran Trippier. In the win over Bosnia, Trippier donned the captain's armband for the Three Lions at St James's Park, the home of his club side Newcastle. The 33-year-old became the first Newcastle player to captain England since Michael Owen in October 2005, and the 4th overall alongside Alan Shearer and Jack Hill.
Yeah, it's going to be very special. Obviously, at the stadium, obviously that I play out week in, week out, and again, I've got to thank Gareth again for giving me that trust.
And there was another reason why it was a night to cherish for Trippier.
To lead the lads out, it's very special. My son will be a mascot as well, so that's even more special. So, yeah, really proud moment for myself.
Trippier was selected in England's 26-man squad for Euro 2024. Luis de la Fuente has signed a contract extension to continue coaching the Spanish national team. De La Fuente's new deal takes him through until the 2026 World Cup. The Spaniard was appointed head coach of La Furia Roja shortly after they were knocked out in the round of 16 at the 2022 World Cup. After taking the reins, De La Fuente guided Spain to Nations League glory in 2023 and helped them qualify for Euro 2024. The managerial merry-go-round in Serie A is in full swing, with former Fiorentina manager Vincenzo Italiano taking over at Bologna. After announcing his resignation as Fiorentina boss at the end of the season, Italiano has signed a 2-year contract with Bologna, replacing Thiago Motta, who did not renew his contract with the Rossoblu. Italiano lost the Conference League final for the second successive season with La Viola, but he will get his first experience of managing in the Champions League with Bologna, who qualified for Europe's top club competition for the first time. Igor Tudor has resigned as head coach of Lazio after less than 3 months in charge. Tudor replaced Maurizio Sarri in March, guiding the Eagles to a 7th-place finish in Serie A and qualification for the Europa League. It's been reported that the Croatian's sudden departure was because of a disagreement with the Lazio board about transfer targets this summer. The Netherlands scored 4 second-half goals to clinically dispose of Canada. The Czech Republic put 7 past Malta. Albania were comfortable winners over Azerbaijan, and Romania were held to a goalless draw against Liechtenstein. England's Euro 2024 preparations took a hit, slumping to a shock 1-0 loss to Iceland at Wembley. Jon Dagger Thorstensson struck early in the first half as the Three Lions could only muster a single shot on target for the entire match, leaving manager Gareth Southgate with plenty to ponder. Germany had to come from behind to defeat Greece in their final friendly before the start of Euro 2024. Kai Havertz restored parity for Die Mannschaft before Pascal Gross fired in the winner in the 89th minute, as the Germans showed they still have room for improvement ahead of the tournament opener against Scotland. Poland scored 3 first-half goals to ease past Ukraine. Finland came from 2 goals down to hold Scotland to a draw at Hampden Park. Slovenia and Bulgaria couldn't be separated. Hungary were too good for Israel, and Serbia were impressive winners over Sweden, thanks to goals from Sergei Milinkovic-Savic, Alexander Mitrovic and Dusan Tadic. Georgia eased past Montenegro. Switzerland and Austria played out a 1-1 draw. Denmark recorded a convincing win over Norway, and Croatia beat Portugal for the first time at the 8th attempt, with Luka Modric and Ante Budimir getting on the scoresheet. Romelu Lukaku scored a brace in Belgium's 3-0 win over Luxembourg. Slovakia heaped more misery on struggling Wales. Italy edged past Bosnia thanks to a first-half strike from Davide Fratesi, and France drew a blank in a frustrating home draw to Canada. Spain will enter Euro 2024 with plenty of confidence after thrashing Northern Ireland 5-1 in Mallorca, with Pedri scoring a first-half brace. La Furia Rojas scored 10 goals across 2 warm-up friendlies ahead of their opening Group B clash against Croatia. Still to come, Mbappe speaks on Madrid move, and Sarloth, a striker reborn.
Get more sports documentaries. Get news as it happens. The story behind every moment that matters. Watch free now.
Pakua.
Pakawa.
Pakua pakua.
Ya NTV. Tangu mwaka 1999.
Tukakupakulia sana sana tulichokitaka.
Imeenda.
Sasa mapishi ni yako.
Tukutane shambani.
Tupime na tuzime maradhi. Tukupe shime.
Tukiziba mashimo. Jumatatu ni mizani.
Jumanne ni maisha sasa.
Na Jumatano ni afya yako.
Alhamis ni mduara.
Na kila Ijumaa ni vile tunaifeel.
Hadi uchechemue. Chechemua ki Masogora.
Na Jumamosi ni Masogora.
Jumapili
NTV ya kuletea.
Hii ni NTV mpya. NTV yako. Tunakusikiza.
Reach your audience instantly and make a lasting impression with Nation Sema. Affordable bulk SMS at 0.3 Kenya shillings. Own sender ID for 10,000 Kenya shillings plus 10,000 free messages. To sign up, please call 0728434979 or email us on mkibunja@ke.nationmedia.com.
Kuna mbomu
15 pounds.
nachukua mbomu.
Zinakwenda. Nahitaji diaper.
Kimeumana.
39 40,000 shillings.
Namba 3.
King Kong.
Na
50,000 Kenya
Grand Mega.
Wiki hii katika kupatana.
Tonight, I think is one of the most weirdest of stories.
Urafiki wetu na Geoffrey ulianza wakati niliingia kwa Ndudi.
And you've been working together na Brian.
Yeah. Paka ikafika juzi yenye sasa mashida zilianza.
Nikapata ameingia kwa nyumba na kacha bike hapo nje ilikuwa na key.
Kutoka nje sasa niingewera nikakosa bike. Nilijua tu imeibiwa.
Geoffrey feel kama ilikuwa kuzoeana.
That's why nilikuwa nimeichukua cause alikuwa best yangu.
Mbali tumetoka na bado tunasonga, kote tumeenea. The future is ours.
Celebrating 50 years of our past and inspiring our future. I&M Bank.
Always use deep freeze to instantly cool down overworked muscles. Deep freeze provides an instant burst of cooling relief during, after exercise, and on fresh impact injuries.
Roto.
It was one of modern football's longest transfer sagas. A saga with many twists and turns that even became tangled in French politics. But after many years of speculation and multiple failed attempts, Real Madrid finally got their man, prizing Kylian Mbappe away from PSG. A dream that's come true, a lot of emotions. I'm very, very happy and relieved. Extremely proud to be joining a club where I always dreamed of being. It brought down the curtain on Mbappe's 7-year spell at PSG, a stint filled with both team and individual success. The forward became the club's all-time leading scorer.